Alright, we're going to start today's video with a small activity. Are you ready? Okay, so do me a favor, okay? Watch me. I want you to do me another favor. Look at this book. Don't think about this book. Okay? Don't think about it. I don't want you to think about this book, so don't think about it. Okay. Hi everyone, welcome back to my channel. My name is Priscilla. If you're watching me for the first time, you're welcome. I hope you join the family by clicking on the subscribe button and also on the notification bell right beside it so that you get notified anytime I post new videos. If you're a returning subscriber, you're welcome. So today I want us to talk about social media and your marriage. I want us to talk about how social media can ruin your marriage or help your marriage. And usually we talk about it. It's one of the things that we talk about very often. I believe so. I think so. But I want us to talk about it from a deeper perspective. When I asked you not to think about this book, what were you thinking about? What did you think about? You can drop your answers in the comment section. When I asked you not to think about it, what were you thinking about? What did you think about? I am 100% sure that most of you were thinking about the book that I asked you not to think about. True or false? My voice is a bit but I hope you can hear me. So I gave this illustration to explain to you how social media can affect your marriage either positively or negatively. Now you see what just happened. You were seeing it. You were seeing this book and I said don't think about it. And you were thinking about it even though I told you not to think about it because you were seeing it. I'm sure that while I was saying, I was asking you not to think about it, some of you were trying to read, what's the title of the book? What's the title? What's that? Right? This is basically how our brain functions. Okay? I'm going to try and explain it the best way that I can. This is basically how our brain functions. So you scroll through social media pages and you see information about marriage. And if you're going to be honest, there's quite a lot of bad information about marriage. Last year, we heard a lot of people divorcing, people that some of you were looking up to, celebrities and people that you were drawing inspiration from and all of that. And I mean, this is all information that you take in, right? Now, when we say that social media can affect your marriage, some of you may say, no. I want you to understand that whatever information you take in is stored somewhere. And the thing is, many of us use social media a lot. So it's not like you just see it once and you're like, I don't remember what it was. Some of the pages that you visit on a daily basis are relationship pages, marriage pages, celebrity pages, and stuff like that, where you get to read information about marriage. And some of these pages are pages where people talk ill about marriage, where we have ambitious women, successful women, say some things about marriage, about how you should treat your man or not treat him, or how you should do things so that a man does not take advantage of you or work on you. So you would hear things like, you have to make your money as a woman so that when you're married, your man cannot talk to you anyhow and just work on you. And if there is anything you can take your things and leave because you have your money after all. Because the reason that many women stay in the marriage is because they don't know what to fall on. They don't have money, they don't have resources, so the men are taking advantage of them. This is just an example. Some of you are probably now thinking, PCI, what is wrong with it? Well, you are getting there. I'm not saying that you should let a man work on you, but I'm also saying that there is information you take in that may not be the truth entirely, or that may have been shared from somebody's experience or the perspective of somebody who is hurt, who is going through a healing process and is speaking from a place of hurt, that you can ingest, that you can take in and make it your reality, and it will begin to make you self-sabotage. Some of you may not understand what I'm saying right now, especially if you're not yet married, but I want you to listen to it attentively and probably come back to this video, watch it again until you understand what I'm saying. So what is going to happen is what I explained to you at the beginning of this video. When you take in certain information, and it may not have anything to do with you, you just see it, you see it today, tomorrow you see it again, you keep scrolling, let me read a comment, what are they saying? Oh yeah, it's true. Then they give examples, and then you are like, it's true, these men of today, So what some of this information is going to do to you is that, for some of you, is going to build up a certain perception of men in your subconscious. Is going to make you form certain beliefs about marriage in your subconscious. Because you're a Christian and you go to church and you hear what your pastors teach you, you will not outright say, oh, you believe in those things. You're like, for me, this is what I believe, this is how marriage should be, this is blah, blah, blah. But on the other hand, you are also consuming information that is contrary to the principles that they are teaching you, and that is contrary to your belief system. So it's stored in your subconscious. You don't proclaim it, you don't say it, you don't accept it openly, but it is stored in your subconscious. And even though you would say, oh, I won't think about it, because it is stored in your subconscious, it is going to resurface. Mostly when you find yourself in a situation that is quite similar to the stories that you've heard, or when you find yourself in a situation where you need to make your marriage work, or you need to speak up for yourself. Let me give you another example. You are married and you're having a conversation with your husband, and you guys are having a disagreement. You are two different people, so you can have a disagreement. I didn't say a fight, I said it's a disagreement on an issue. And it doesn't seem to be, seeing things from your own perspective, or it doesn't seem to accept your opinion. And you probably are in a situation where you don't earn as much as you want. Your husband earns more than you. You don't earn as much as you want. And your husband is not taking your opinion. And then your subconscious releases information. It is because you don't earn more money. It's because that's why he's not taking your opinion. That's why he's talking to you like that. Even look at how he even said it. If you were earning more, this man would not be able to talk to you like that. What just happened here? You may not have planned it, but your subconscious released information that you stored for a situation that is similar to what you read, and it's telling you that this is the reason that this is happening. And so you begin to build resentment towards your husband. But the truth is that resentment is not being built now. That resentment was built long time ago through the information that you read that produced a certain perception of that particular situation in your mind, and that also made you have a certain perception of men. This is deep, just trying to scratch the surface, because we need to hear these things. So it is going to make you self-sabotage now, because you are not going to analyze the situation from an objective standpoint. You are going to analyze it with the information that you had stored in your brain, which may not be the truth for you, which may not be the reality for you. And so you are going to begin to handle the situation based off that information and begin to self-sabotage your relationship with your husband. This is just an example. I'm not going to say more than that. This is just an example. So social media can make you build anger, not just towards your future husband or your current husband, but a certain anger towards men, and create certain scenarios in your mind that will resurface when you find yourself in similar situations and cause you to self-sabotage. I'm sharing this so that you are aware. Some of you may not know some of you may not understand why certain things happen. Gosh, this is I'm trying so hard to make it simple. Some of you may not understand why certain things happen, but I'm trying to explain to you how some of the issues that we have in our relationships and in our marriage happen as a result of the information that we consumed somewhere and walked away, not thinking much about it, but it was stored somewhere and resurfaced, and you used it without you doing it so consciously, and then begin to find yourself in a cycle of self-sabotage. So that's just an example. I hope you understand. Another way that social media can make you ruin your marriage, and understand, if you are following what I'm saying very carefully, you would realize that it can make you ruin your marriage. For those of you who are still single, it can make you begin to ruin your marriage even before you enter. And for those of you who are married, of course, you'll be experiencing a cycle of self-sabotage. Another way it can make you ruin your marriage is through comparison. I usually say that people show what they want to show on social media. I'm not saying that what they show is not true, but I'm saying they show what they want to show. They may not show you the full picture. Before sitting down to shoot these videos, I had to check different angles. I put my camera this way, I wasn't feeling it. I put it this way, I wasn't feeling it. Are you aware of all of that? No. All you know is that you are seeing me sitting down. Probably some of you are saying, okay, I like this angle, but you don't know how many times I had to look for the right angle before I got the right angle. So for some of you, you engage yourselves in unnecessary comparison. I'm going to give an example for singles, and then I'm going to give an example for the married. For singles who are preparing to get married, some of you see beautiful pictures of people, newly wedded couples. You see beautiful pictures of their wedding, you like the scenery, you like everything you're seeing, and you begin to tell yourself, I want that kind of wedding. Nothing wrong with that. Nothing wrong with that. Okay? But where the issue can surface is where you don't look at your realities and begin to probably put pressure on your fiancé and say, this is the kind of wedding that I want. We have to move heaven and earth to have this kind of wedding. And then you begin to get frustrated. What you don't know is probably that couple had financial assistance, or maybe they had the kind of wedding that they prepared for how many months ahead. You didn't. You just saw it and said you want it. What you may also not know is that maybe they incurred debts and they are now even crying about it. You are not aware of it, but you just want to do it. So I'm saying that it can also lead you to wanting to do unnecessary, want to copy blindly, because you are comparing yourself with someone unnecessarily. And sometimes that information can also be stored in your subconscious, and you're like, this is what I want, this is what I want, this is my dream wedding. The truth is, it may not be. It's just because you saw it somewhere and you desired it as well. So you need to check your motive, and you need to check where that information or that desire is coming from. For the married, you may see beautiful photo shoots of a couple online, and you're like, I want it. Then you go and tell your husband that I want us to go for a photo shoot. Your husband is like, I don't want to go for a photo shoot. Then you start talking, you start complaining of comparison. You want your marriage to be like the one you saw online, and you want to go and take pictures, but you don't know what that woman or that couple went through, the discussions they had before they went to take that photo shoot. Do you understand? So social media can also make you compare yourself unnecessarily and want to do something that you don't really understand, and you know in the process make you self-sabotage your relationship with your husband or with your fiance, or destroy your marriage before you enter or while you are in. The thing is that it can make you look for fault, and I'm not going to go so much into detail, and this one is for those of you who are married, or for those of you who are in courtship. But my point is that whatever information that you glean from social media is stored somewhere, and if you don't know how to manage and process the information, it is going to make you ruin your marriage through self-sabotage. So what am I saying? I want to encourage you to be careful about what you watch, what you listen to, what you read this year. For some of you, there are some pages online that you have to go and unfollow, because this year they are not going to help you. And you know that because you've already downloaded so much information from there that is not healthy. But I also want to encourage you to follow healthy pages. There are pages online that share healthy information about marriage, because as I've explained, the information that you consume is stored and will be reused even subconsciously when you are not intentionally trying to use it, because it's stored somewhere. So how about storing good information? How about storing healthy information that is going to help you to build a healthy marriage? That is a challenge that I want to give you this year. Okay, because the truth is, for some of you, because of the information that you've already consumed that affected you so much, for some of you, you now may have to go through marriage therapy to help you work on that. So I want to challenge you this year to be intentional about the kind of information that you read online about marriage, and the kind of pages that you follow, and how you also manage the information that you consume. But prevention is better than cure, as they say. So go and unfollow those pages that you know you should not be following this year, and focus on following healthy pages that teach things that are in alignment with your convictions and the kind of marriage that you want to have. And yes, there's information that reaches us without us going to look for it. This is where you learn how to manage it, so that you don't ruminate over that information, and so that you don't use it to do your marriage or build your relationship. So what you're going to do next, of course you know your assignment for today already, right? But I also want you to go and share this video with someone. Be a good friend this year. Don't hold information. Be a good friend this year. So click on the share button, copy the link, go and share this video with one friend of yours, your best friend. Let them hear this as well, so that this year we can all grow together. Thank you so much for watching, guys. And before I go, if you don't have the book that I'll show you at the beginning, Understanding God's Will for My Life, this is one of my books. It's a best-selling book where I teach you how to know the right person to marry. How to know the right person to marry in God's will. Of course, this book is going to teach you more than just what you think you should know. And that is because there is more that you should know, that goes beyond what you think you should know when it comes to choosing the right person. So go ahead and check the description below to get your copy. Read it this month. And I promise you, for those of you who want to get married this year, you need to read this book. Okay? If you want to get married this year, you need to read this book to know how to know the right person. Thank you so much for watching, guys. If you haven't yet joined my YouTube family, click on the subscribe button and on the notification bell somewhere as well, so that you get to know anytime I post new videos. Don't forget to share this with a friend. Be a good friend. I'll talk to you in the next video. Bye for now.